I can explain any unit fraction, 1 over b, is one part of a whole. So what we're looking at here is fractions where the top is called the numerator and the bottom is called the denominator. Looks like 1 over b. Now in this case all of our numerators will be 1. b, what does that mean? Well, b means the number of equal parts. So depending on the fraction we're looking at, b will change. But for this learning target, we're just looking at explaining any unit fraction. So just 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1 whatever. The key thing to remember is that first you need equal parts. So here is a picture with 1, 2, 3 equal. So each part is 1/3, where b becomes the 3, and then again we're only talking about 1, the unit fraction, so 1/3. This, however, is not thirds. Although there's 3 parts, they're not equal, so it's not a fraction. Let's look at 1/2 and 1/4. So in 1/2, you have a rectangle here and 2 equal parts. I've shaded one of them, and this shows 1/2. Or you can use that rectangle to kind of start at 0 and go to 1 on a number line. And then right in between is 1/2. Again, you have 1, 2 equal parts. So that's your denominator, and your numerator is 1. In this case, you have a circle. I split it right down the middle, and I shaded in this side. It doesn't matter which side you shade in. Either side would be 1/2 because there's 2 equal parts. 1 is shaded. Fourths, the rectangle looks similar. However, I split it into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them is shaded in, so this is 1/4. And then our number line, again, starts at 0 and goes to 1. But in between, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. The first one is 1/4. And finally, I also have this circle here. One of them is shaded, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, so that b becomes 4. One of them is 1/4. I want to notice that as the denominator gets bigger, as that half, that 2, gets bigger to a 4, the actual piece itself gets smaller. Interesting. So if a denominator increases, but that numerator staying the same, the piece itself gets smaller. Because you can see that this 1/2 piece is bigger than 1/4. And on your number line, 1/2 is farther along than 1/4. Let's take a look at 1/8, and I'm going to draw this whole thing just like I did there for you. So with 1/8, you're going to start with, we'll do a rectangle first. Now to draw this, you draw a rectangle, and you look at your beginning and you kind of estimate, here's the middle. And then you look at that middle and you estimate, okay, now I'll split that into 2 parts. And then you split each part into 2 parts. And of course you do it over here again. 2 parts, 2. And now let's count them up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll just shade this one over here to show 1/8. Once you've made the rectangle, it's pretty easy to make a number line. So to make your number line, you will just draw a line starting at the beginning of your rectangle and going all the way to your end. You mark it off. The beginning would be 0, and the end would be 1. And then in between, you can kind of just copy your marks. So you kind of go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's interesting. You're doing eighths, but you only make 7 marks. Keep that in mind when you're trying to look at number lines. Because what you did is you made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces between 0 and 1. And the first of which is 1/8. Now you want to go and make a circle with eighths. So you would draw a whole circle like this. And it's similar to making the rectangle. You first split it in half, and then you split it in half again. And now you see I have fourths. But if I take each fourth and split it in half, which is 2 lines, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. And to show 1/8, I just have to color in any one of them. Now I have 1/8. I want to point out something though. If you make the whole a different size, the fractions change size. So just because I have 1/8 here, and then say I draw this little circle, and split it into eighths again. Okay, 1/8. Let's think, I think of eighths in a circle and I think of pizzas. Well, this piece of pizza is bigger than this piece of pizza, even though they're both 1/8, because the circle, the size of the pizza itself changes, means that we can't really compare those fractions. They're both 1/8, but they're not the same, because the size of the whole is different. Let's do 1/3 and 1/6. We'll do a rectangle, number line, and a circle for each one. For a third, you start out with a rectangle, and this is a challenging one to draw. You just got to kind of guess or estimate right about where a third will be. Just have about 3 equal parts, and then just shade in one of them. And once you've done the rectangle, you can use that to make your number line again. Start at the beginning, go to the end, 0, 1, and then use these lines just to mark off your thirds. And then this would be 1/3 on the number line. And finally, a circle. Circle is a challenging one. Let's see if I can get it right on the first try. Again, you got to kind of try to estimate it. Almost looks kind of like a peace symbol. And yeah, I think I did a pretty good job of making them close to equal. And you just shade in one of them. And you have 1/3. Sixths. The reason I connect these together is because sixths, when you're drawing them, you usually start by drawing a third. I'll show you that. So you draw a rectangle, and you split it into thirds first. And then once you split it into thirds, you split each third into 2 equal parts. At which point you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts, and just shade in one of them. You have 1/6. The number line, you'll start here at the beginning of your rectangle. You can draw it right to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you're only drawing 5 lines, but you're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. Here's 0, here's 1, and this would be 1/6. The circle, you're going to do the same thing you did for thirds. Start it out and kind of do this little symbol, and then each one of them gets split in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6, and I can shade in any one of them, and I have 1/6. I can explain any unit fraction as one part of a whole. So what I want you to do is to draw a circle, number line, or a rectangle. I just modeled that for you on thirds, sixths, and eighths, and kind of already had it done for you on fourths and halves. I want you to pick one of them. Either do a circle, a number line, or a rectangle for a third, and then either do a circle, number line, or rectangle for 1/4, and just show me those fractions.